Hey art supply fans, got another art supply unboxing for you, though I already opened the box so I can unwrap this stuff. As I continue to stock up on things for the year, this one's from Jerry's Artarama with a couple of things from Amazon in there. But as you saw from my last one from Dick Blick, I was buying some inks because I want to work on some colored ink stuff this year. So I went on and got some more. This is a brand abstract acrylic ink. I didn't realize that it was Sennelier, who makes a really good black ink that I like. So I just got, what do I have here? 8 new colors to get. Which one is this? Neutral gray. I don't think I've ever had a gray ink before. And this one, these are two. Amsterdam is the other brand. I've never heard of them. Once again, acrylic ink. This is grayish blue. This is another light olive green, which I think I got a light olive green of that FW brand. I don't know why I got the same color, but it's two different brands, same color. These are all kind of all quinacridone pink. These are just kind of colors. I have all the basic colors now, so I figured to get ultramarine violet. Like I said, violets are the trickiest of color. Look at the bottom, you can see them better. The pink has got a lot of white on the bottom. You got to shake these up, which I'll show you about in a minute. Which one is this? Phthalo green. That might mean there's some iridescent stuff in it too. Blush tint. Yeah, that one's got white on the bottom too. Because you can see the top is a different color than the bottom. That means sediment has settled. And this one is pewter. It looks like a metallic. I didn't realize that was a metallic. But those are the inks I got. And let me show you what I do with those too, just physically. I put them. I've been getting these because I find these bottles hard to work with. So I've been getting these Rubbermaid cubby things. I think they're half a cup, so probably fit 4 of these bottles in there. These are only like an ounce. Because when you dip your brush in ink, you usually have to roll it and point it on like a piece of paper or something. But I find that I can dip my brush in here and then roll it against the side. And that just makes it so much easier to work, rather than when out of one of these bottles with this narrow, opening, and you got to dig it in there and pull it out. This just makes it so much easier to work in the ink, and it also makes it easier to stir. Just like I said, these ones here. Which one was it? That one obviously needs to be stirred because that's the cup. That's the pink on the top. And that's the pink on the bottom. So sediment has settled out here, and you really have to shake it in order to get the color. And that's just a lot easier to open up one of these. And I actually have a stick, which is an old brush, and stir it up with the brush. Matter of fact, I think the purple I got has a lot of some sort of little iridescent stuff in it, so it needs to be stirred all the time, every time I use it. And what's good about this too is you just leave them in here, and you leave them for months and months and months. To come back, they're a little thicker. You just add a little water and stir it up again. So if you're going to start working in ink, I recommend getting something to put it in. It's just so much easier than working in these bottles. Then the other stuff I got. Oh, and let me show you another thing I did with them too. After I got all the ink out of here, out of the bottle and into here, there's still like residue of ink in there. So here's one I have. So I filled it up with water. I mean, this looks like there's ink in there, but it's actually not. It's mostly water, so it makes an ink wash. So then I was doing stuff like I was doing these art cards, but I put different color. I toned the background with an ink wash, which is just. I now have these bottles filled with ink wash. So. Not even throwing away the tiny little remainder of ink in the bottle. And then we've got some tape. We got some Scotch Magic tape, 3-inch core. That's 1 inch wide. This one's a 3/4 inch. Still 1-inch core, 3-inch core, which means it's the big wide one. Like, where is it? the one that's open, that's practically new. That's the removable tape. So one of those is in here. But I don't even use this one much for art stuff. Every now and then, I use it more for general tape repair. But this one I use all the time because it's removable and it can come. And as a matter of fact, if you go, there's a link down below for my Instagram. If you go on my Instagram, I do tape pull of my art because, like on these 6x9 drawings, one right there, I like to keep the edges nice and clean. So what I do is I use a removable tape and tape them off. You can't see it right there because it's invisible, but all along this edge on the outside is tape. So then I can just go over the edge like that and not have to worry about meeting that black line perfectly. And at the end, you just pull the tape off and your edge is nice and clean. That's what removable tape is really good for. And it's such a satisfying thing after you do the drawing to pull the tape off and see that edge get nice and clean. And other people like it too, so I make videos of myself pulling the tape off and I post them on Instagram. Then what else did we get? Oh, speaking of brushes, I was talking before about how there's student stuff and professional stuff, and sometimes the student stuff is so it'll drive you crazy. Well, here's a brush that drives every student crazy. I don't think I've had one of these in a lot of years. It's a Japanese bamboo brush with a bamboo pen on the side, and these are, I think this is like $3. I have an old one that I think I got. Like, look at that crazy thing. But it's like, these are like $3. Every student gets one when they're like 18 or 19, and it makes you never want to use a brush again. Because, you know, if you ever seen Japanese and Chinese calligraphy masters, they use the pen like this, and they worked for a decade to master this brush. So you give this brush to a freshman college student, it's like, I mean, I can still remember, you can't make it do anything because it's such a cheap tool, but it's like a really advanced tool when you think about it. So I just happened to see one of these when I was looking around for stuff on the Jerry's Artarama website, and I saw a pen brush combo, and I was like, I haven't had one of those in a long time, so I'll give it a try. So we'll see if I can. This thing will, if you're 18 and you grab one of these, it'll scare you off from brushes forever. I mean, like, look, this doesn't even come to a, you have to get this completely wet in order for it to even come to a tip. I haven't touched that one in 30 years. So. Then we got, these are some 0.9 mechanical pencils. They're like every other mechanical pencil, except it's a little thicker. It's 0.5 is sort of the base one everyone gets. I like 0.7, which is a little bit bigger. 0.9 when I want something bigger, and I got this for I wanted one for my go bag, which I'll have to show. I'll have to do a special video on. Last year before COVID, I made a go bag. In fact, it's right over here. For when I commuted into the city, this is actually a new one. I had an older one. For when I commute into the city, it's got a whole bunch of art supplies in it. It's like a day bag with art supplies in it. I'll have to do a video just of showing you the art supplies in it, but it's all stocked up, but it didn't have a 0.9 brush. So I decided to get a 0.9 brush for it. Oh, and here's the, that's what that bamboo sketch pen and brush combo, that's what the other thing I just showed you was. And then, one thing I got, these are Japanese ink cartridges. Don't ask me what they say. But they go with this Pentel brush pen. I have this in my go bag, and and this is an actual brush pen. That's not, that nib is actual bristles. It's not like a lot of brush pens are like a rubber nib that tries to imitate a brush. But this is actual bristles, and takes an ink cartridge right there. So I decided I liked this one enough to get more ink cartridges. So this is, I think, 12 ink cartridges, that is. I usually don't like ink cartridges because it makes the ink super expensive, but you know, Sometimes you have to if you want to use that Pentel, but this one also comes in lots of different outs. This is just a basic black one. It's a, like I said, Pentel brush pen. You can get these anywhere. Amazon, Jerry's Artarama, Dick Blick, most of them have these Pentel brush pens. Jet Pens is a good place for stuff like, if you ever want Japanese stationery stuff, like all sorts of pens and markers and whatever, Jet Pens is a great place for that. And the last thing I got was, this is a Copic wide marker and some ink. And I got this because I forget where I saw it. I saw a video of, let me show you what the marker looks like. Look how big and wide that is. Now I have a black one of these, oops, back here in my marker set. And this is the only one I've ever had of the Copic wide. And the only thing I ever did with it, oh, geez, hold on, let me make this stop. The little screen even said scam likely on that one, so that's my that's my really old cell phone I still have kicking around, pay as you go. But this is the black one, and the only thing I ever really used it for in the beginning when I first did these big ink drawings, I did them all in marker and used this kind of to fill in the large black areas. But as I kept making these, I used more and more brush and ink. So this, I haven't used this in a while. Matter of fact, when I went to use it, it was all dried out and I had to refill it. But I just happened to run across a video of somebody using one of these, and they were using it in such an interesting way. They were kind of just making chunky marks with it, and then just going in with tighter mark, and I'm going with smaller markers to tighten things up. It was so interesting, it made me want to do the same thing. And I actually tried it with this a little bit and didn't like the color on it. There's a weird thing with when you work with Copic black, you really can't work with other colors because the other colors make the black bleeds into it. It's weird. That's why when I'm working with Copic markers, I almost always work with India ink on the black. So I decided this is actually the first Copic I ever got was this Tahitian blue because I liked the color, and it's still my favorite color. So I'm gonna, and they don't sell Tahitian blue in the wide set, but you can get, this is an empty Copic wide marker. That's why the tip is white. There's no ink in there. So bought the marker, bought some Copic super expensive, twice the price now ink. Like I said, it still annoys me that there's the old Copic ink, 25 milliliters. Here's the new Copic ink, 12 milliliters. Same price, $5.99. I'm going to complain about that all the time. But anyway, I can't wait to fill this one up and work a little bit with it. So there you go. Just wanted to show you this set of stuff that I got. Oh, I also have some more of these coming into, because I use these are about $2.50 a piece maybe. And they just changed the design, like this red top Rubbermaid design. I think they don't make any. You can still find them. They're still in my local supermarket, but I went to look some up online, and they now got a black top, and they're not compatible with these red top ones. So it's like a little annoying, but got some more of these coming today too, so I can dump all my inks in them. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video and like some art supplies, and have a good week out there.